Okay, good morning. It is morning, haha. Okay, I'm in the shop. It's already past 90. It's 10:30. I wanted to get out here earlier, but I stayed out here till 11 last night, so I was a little tired. So, okay, so today we're gonna put the front camera in. It's gonna go somewhere in this neighborhood. Ta-da! Something tells me put it on the bull bar right here. But that also says some things about maybe that's not a great idea. I don't want to put it in the bumper because that's some pretty heavy steel and I don't know if I can drill through it.
You're wrong.
This bull bar's not pansy stuff either, so, and I know those wimpy little screws you saw yesterday are not going to go into this. That's not going to happen. So we're going to have to look at this a little bit more and do some investigation and sort out where that's going to go. Hey, all right, so I'm looking at this. We need to protect the camera some while it's under here because we do hit stuff. I mean, stuff will go past this. So we want to help protect it as best we can. Up under here would be ideal, but I don't have a bracket. I guess I could make a bracket. Gosh, now I'm talking myself out of putting it down here. So I just thought about, well, right here on the bumper would be okay, but that's an impact area. Let me grab the camera. All right, so everything's attached. Hang on. Gotta get it all unattached here. All right, settle down. Settle down, boys and girls. All right, here we go. All right, unplug, unplug. Not plugged. All right. All right. As I mentioned before, this is a pretty sturdy camera. It's hard. It's chunky. So, camera mounted here. Ooh, I can't see. Camera mounted here, like maybe here, is still in the impact zone. Maybe not as much as you might think, I don't know. Up here, nah. Bugs, stuff. I don't think that's great either. This is where I could use some advice from friends.
I'm not great at the advice. Can I interest you in a sarcastic comment?
If they were here making fun of me. So right here, maybe? It's pretty down out of stuff, isn't it? All right, I think right here. So I've got license plate holes here. So I'll just measure the distance in between and we'll call it, they are 12. That is a 12. I need a 6. And 6 is, oh dang it, is right about there. Just want to get this to do something fun like that. 6 is right about there. So 6 straight up. It's going to be somewhere in here. So that's where the camera's going to go. All right, I got it figured out. Now we got to figure out if we can drill a hole in this. Okay, first thing we need to do is clean up the surface and then get the little sticky thing mounted, and then that'll tell me where to drill the holes. So that's gonna work really good. So we're about to find out if I got any holes in my hand yesterday, because putting acetone straight on your skin where you have holes will remind you that you're in pain and what pain is like, because it burns a little bit.
A one-way ticket to pain!
But we're gonna play around and see what happens here. All right, there we go. Look at that clean bumper. Woo, that's sexy. Why not clean the whole thing? I don't know. Acetone's probably not the right thing to do. It does take off the front layer of paint, so. All right, that's good, I think. Okay, we get to remeasure our holes because I just wiped off my hole. And we're not going to do it the hard way this time. We're just going to do it and guess. 12, 6 is right in here, so we're going to come up here. We'll get our sticker. I need to mark that. Never going to remember that. Time I get my sticker stuff off, get it all ready, and I buggered my sticker. I'm talking to myself. I'll be right back. What are you doing?
I'm going to show you that I'm eating 2 eggs and cheese.
2 eggs and cheese. She's eating 2 eggs and cheese. Isn't she the best? Mm-hmm. She was in her office. She's in the garage, the house garage, and she was doing her project, but then she stopped doing her project. She's just sitting out there. Proof. All right. Now we see that going away. Oh yeah.
That sounded naughty.
All right, here we go. Right in here and straight up. I'm gonna mark that, and then I'm gonna mark.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Mark it up here. Yep. All right, that's what we're gonna call our measurement. Now we're gonna get our 3M sticky paper, and we're going to put the 3M sticky paper on it, double-sided sticky paper on it, and we're gonna try to line that up straight right there. All right, so the hole drilling will occur in this area. Oh, now we're gonna see if this even works. So it may not be beefy enough. We're gonna give it a shot. See what happens. Are we even making a dent? We are. It's a little one, but it's making one. Let's get that going there too. Alright, that one's too high. Oh, I should have put the little peg sticker in it to make it not dance around. That was a mistake. So, but we can adjust. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep drilling. That was hard. I'm surprised it went through, honestly. But yay me. Never probably used to be able to use this drill bit for anything else, but it got through. So we got 2 holes, yay! So we'll figure out how our camera goes in there. I know we need the, we're gonna go get bolts with nylocks on them. I think I'm gonna do that probably right now. So I have them and I can just finish up this project while I'm at it. So the top is the white dot. So I don't know if I can get, I don't know how that's gonna work. So the wire's gonna be not in the right place. And there's not enough gap between the camera and the bracket to put the wire behind it. So when I put it up here, that's gonna go around, I guess, or something. That's gonna be a zip tie situation. Yep, that's gonna zip tie to get there, to do that. Okay, let's go get some hardware at the hardware store. You don't get to come. Stay here and be cool. As cool as you can be with the temperature being what it is outside. All right.
1 hour later.
Okay, I got some number 8. Let me get this out of my pocket before I sit on all day and hurt my back. All right, got some number 8 with a nylock, so hopefully that will secure this efficiently. Let's make sure it'll fit in the hole. Yay! Victory is ours. All right, let's get the bracket removed from the camera. And those little tiny screws, which you saw me last night struggle with so much. Hope I didn't get too much head for that. That would be not good. Okay. Alright, so that's going to be right there. Alright, let's do this thing. Alright. Ooh, this is going to be fun. How am I going to find that on the back side? And of course, the bolt is too big for the slots. I got to fix that. A little bit. Using a drill bit as a router is probably not a great idea. The drill bits can be made out of titanium, but if their bases aren't made out of titanium, they don't do very well. Okay, let's move on. All right, now we've got, oops, now we left a screw somewhere. We gotta find that screw. Can't do this job without it. Oh, there it is, found it. Okay, it's underneath my leg. All right, let's get this bracket on, and the bracket's under my leg too. All right, now the screws actually fit, and now they're in the hole, and now they're behind, and I can reach it. That's encouraging. At least I think I can reach it. Nope, I got a bunch of punch through on the back side. We're gonna have to deburr it. This is coming really handy. Yeah, there's still a bunch on the back side. And it's significant enough to keep the screw from getting in its place. Chisels and hammers. Let's do some chiseling and hammering. So we're gonna put a chisel on the back side just to cut off the burrs. Got it. All right. Let's try again. Crap falling off of me. Ah. All right. Really expedient repair. In place. Go, team, go. Get in that hole. Let's go, buddy. Come on. Apparently I'm close. I could have threaded that sucker, I bet. I really could have. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, we didn't pull the sticky tape. Let's pull the sticky tape too. Try over. Start over! I really could have threaded that. That is crazy how close that is. It ain't a 10 now. What happened to that? I swear that was a 10. Would have given everything I have to say that was a 10. I thought I tested that. Somebody told me it was an 8, but it might not have been an 8. Nope. It's in the left. It's a 9? It's a 9.
7, 8, 10.
You cooked her 9s.
You cooked her 9s. Okay. All right, that is secured. All right, let's get this put back together. Little teeny tiny screws and nuts. Yes, Mrs. Stevens.
Oh, I thought Ursula might be in here.
She went to go get Bubba.
Oh. Bubba is in gray?
No, Bubba is in Lucas.
Oh. Lucas and Logan are in the pool.
Lucas and Logan are in the pool?
Yeah.
I don't know where she went then. I thought she went to go get him. Is she not going to be here with them? If her white car's not here, she's not here. Okay, because of the round-headed screws that I chose to use instead of the stove heads, or the flats as they call them, depending on who you talk to, I can't put the camera in there. The camera that's too much. So I'm gonna have to grind those off, which means this solution will not work in the back. Grr, as they say. So that's gonna become a semi-permanent solution, because if I grind these off and I can't use the screwdriver bit on them, they will be difficult to remove later. So that's what we're doing. So now I gotta grind those off, yay! Didn't take much, but it was enough. Okay, that's all. Since I really went to town on that, I'm going to give that a touch of spray paint real quick. Just because everything in there is now bare metal, because I just ran a thing across it. All right, let's get back a little bit. Find some flat black, hopefully. Oh, did I leave that running? Damn it. Okay, now we're gonna wait for that to dry. Okay, got it finally. I didn't let you watch me struggle. So it was hard to get the little rubber backer pieces in between there. I licked them with my tongue. It was gross, but I did it. And now I've got them tightened up. Now the camera is mounted. All right, and I'm only guessing that's where I want it, but that's what's gonna be right now. So we're gonna zip tie this piece. I don't know if you can see it, we'll do it this way. We're gonna zip tie this piece up so that that stays up there. And then the rest of this will run up and around. So that's where we're at. Mission accomplished, part 1. Okay, the next step is to wire and run the wires up to the front. So they're gonna go in here, probably behind this, under there, down there. We're already down there. Maybe, no, that's gonna have to go across the top. I'm not happy with that. It's gonna have to go across the top. Not happy with that, but that's what it's gonna be. And then we're gonna go down here. We'll be underneath there somewhere, and then we gotta come up somewhere right in there. You can see the gap down below. Gap where my finger's wiggling. And we'll bring it up here. And then probably across here. Maybe straight across back here. Probably straight across back here. And then we'll go in that hole right there. That goes straight into the cab. And what, like this wire is the switch for the front headlamps that goes in there. So that's where we'll go, and then we'll go in there, and then we'll go across underneath here and then into there. And then we got to be over there. So that's what we're going to do. See, this is where the other one is. Whoop, whoop. All right, so we'll get that all done. So we're going to start doing that now. All right, we'll see how that goes. Okay, you missed out on me wiring or running the second half of this. Here it is. It was truly some of the greatest wiring video you missed. I mean, it could have been an Oscar. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
All right. Okay, so we're going through here. All right. Well, and the positive wire is shorter than the other wires because I think it wants me to mount, you know, maybe it wants me to put power on it closer to the battery maybe, or not so far away perhaps. I don't know. Anyway, so the debate is, do I run this in there? I'm gonna splice it if I go in there and find power and ground in there, or do I find power and ground out here? Which there's lots of options because, you know, there's ground, and I'm sure there's a power somewhere out here that I could probably grab hold of and get some power on. But this post right here is, oh no, that's activated by this, so we don't want to do that. Yeah, so I think my brain says go in there, and then I'll just make the two power, because the other ones run up there too. And well, no, it's not. It's running the back, so they're split. Okay, I gotta think about this for a minute. Thinking.
My brain hurts!
Got a lot of wire here. I don't remember how we did this. It was a long time ago. So let's just check. So there's a post here with lots of powers going into it. Is there power? No key on, nothing. Is there power here? And then can you see my meter? And there's a ground point right here behind it. And there's the post. And we've got 12. So that is hot. So that is a good place to put my power wire. And a good place to put my ground wire. So I'm just going to pull these bad boys back to here, and we'll mount them in there. And that will make that better. All right, let's do that now. Okay, the heat's starting to affect my thought processes. I keep thinking I'm filming and I didn't turn the camera on again. So anyway, we're making the pieces. So we've mounted it here. We've put a very small ring connector on it, and I've bolstered it. Since that wire is hair thin, I've bolstered it with the heat shrink. So that should be sturdy enough. So we can go onto the post with it here and it'll go lovingly well. So that's what that piece is. So while that was going on, I went ahead and spliced this two together, and that's cool now. And I can put this heat shrink over it and bolster it as well so that it is good and sturdy. So let's do that. Now let's not put it up too far. Put it right there. All right, let that cool and harden. We got to do the same over here. So we're going to build another wire and get it over to that post. So we can cut this off somewhere in here. Cut there. Nip. Ka-choo. Papango. All right. Got it? I have another connector in here somewhere that I've fashioned together. Where's my black stuff? There it is. Alright, so let's get our heat shrink on it to strengthen it when we're done. Go down. And we'll get our crimping tool ready. Ready, crimping tool. And then we'll get that lined up. Alright. Let's get this lined up. Oh, don't, no. I already dropped one. I gotta do it again and again and again and again and again. I want to drop another, so let's get that in there. I have a few more, but I don't want to waste them if I can help it. Alright, let's get that lined up. Get that in there. That stuff is thin. Got hair on my head that's thicker than that. And this is hard to line up. It's like threading a really big needle with bad glasses on. I doubted myself, but I had it. Alright, there it is. Get it! Damn it! Now it's even harder to thread because I've crushed it some. God. Frustrating! Alright. Okay, that was hard. This is super small stuff too. It's like very complicated, difficult, such, and so on. Alright, now I'm going to heat shrink this bad boy. So pretty! Look at that, that's so pretty. It looks so good. So good, yeah. Alright, that one looks good. This one's ready to go. Yep, I can pull that over. Let's get that lined up. Camera back on its tripod paste place. Alright, here we go. Squeezing that bad boy over the top. Yep, it'll go, it'll go. Come on. No way. Really? We're gonna make it happen. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna hold that right there and I'm gonna make this happen. I don't think that's working. Dang it! I need to take a break. I need to take a break. Okay, just thank me that you didn't have to watch that, okay? Just thank me now. That was brutal. This stuff is hard to work with. I don't know if you can see that, but do I have something black I can put that behind? Ugh. Okay. So just, okay. Okay, this is the wire. It's 20 gauge. There's about 7 wires in there, and each of them is the same thickness as the human hair. Not half even kidding, a little bit. Can you see it better this way? Put it up in front of that. They're small, super small. These are actual human hairs right here. Look at that. They're the same. Those are my hair, by the way. It was hard to work with. It breaks. It's not, I mean, I don't know how much, it's only got a 1 amp fuse in it, so I don't know what kind of current it's carrying, but it can't be much. But anyway, it was a mess. It was absolute mess. All right, but I have the wires all inside and I'm ready to start on the console. My brain says make a new wood console piece in the middle. I don't think it's a terrible idea, but I'm gonna experiment with that starting probably tomorrow, maybe. I've got some leftover stuff from the wife's furniture project. So we've got some thin backer board. That's really thin. I don't know if that's gonna work. This stuff would be great if it was a little bit thicker, but and then she has some stuff in her shop that I know is even thicker than that, and I think I'll use that. We bought that wrong, and it's just the wrong stuff, so it's not gonna get it done for us. So anyway, aside from that, all right, I'm gonna wrap it up. That's gonna be it. This is probably hard to watch. There was a lot of, I don't even wanna show you the mistakes or the outtakes. They were so bad. But yeah, it was a mess getting that done. I'm gonna shut the shop down now for the night, and then, because it's dark outside.
It's really scary out there.
It's dark outside. And the temperature is still 90 in here, but it's fans blowing on me. It's tolerable. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do right now. I'm gonna get the shop squared away, and I'll get started on something else tomorrow. It'll be the inside wiring, and we'll have to sort out how we're gonna mount our little switch box. And I need to sort out if I've actually got power vampiring off those cameras that I plugged in. When I hooked the connections up, I actually got spark from the ground point on the front camera. That tells me there's something going through there. And if it's just 1 amp, it would vampire that down pretty fast. So there may be an incorporation of a power switch somewhere. And that will be a whole nother nightmare, because all those wires I just did will have to be redone, because I wired the power up front instead of running it into the back, running it into the cab. That'll be another mess. All right, that's all I got for now. Like and subscribe. If you've been this far, you might as well. I mean, you must like this content, right? No? Okay. Yeah. See you next time. All right, look at all these books. What the heck is going on?